What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back for a late night stream for you guys. I am here with Mr. Brian Daigle. An emotional day today, isn't it, Brian?
It's an emotional day, and it's a day that Sonny loved green. I felt it was right that we bust out the green kit. He did love a goal in the green kit. Any kit, he loved one, but had to be done. It's a day where we all knew this news was coming, but when you hear it, it hits, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look, we got quite a lot to bring you today, so we're going to start off giving kind of just our initial reactions to it. I know I've been kind of like radio silent on this all day. Sim's been giving his opinions from Korea, and I think you've seen just the outpouring of emotion from pretty much every Spurs fan that I can see on social media that I've come into contact with. I mean, it's just a testament to who Sonny was, what he represented, what he did for the football club. And it's like usually you'd have a guy that does so well at your football club or so well at other football clubs, and like the rest of the league and other fans would just hate on him. But for Sonny, that just like it was impossible to do that, wasn't it? With Sonny, like everyone absolutely adored him just because of the aura, the smile. You just couldn't be. Nobody could hate him, even if you're an Arsenal fan. You probably say you hate him, but you don't actually hate him. You know what I mean? And we'll get into all the stuff that he did for Tottenham in a minute, but just on that aspect, just shows you what a character we're losing.
Yeah, and I will say, even people like you said with other fans, people like Laura Wood, known Arsenal fan, obviously works in the media and within football. She even puts that out saying, as much as I should hate Sonny, how can you not love this man? There's been an outpouring. It's because of the man he was as well, wasn't it? It wasn't just the footballer. It was the man he was and the reputation he had. Just one of the kindest men you ever see, from what we hear and what we see with the fans. Just an incredible human being, not forgetting what an astonishing footballer he was.
Yeah.
He's only leaving. It's not was.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're always going to get the feeling like, could he have done one more year? Could have got? I still believe it. I still think he's good enough to be here at Spurs, and I still think we should have kept him for another year. But look, it's not our decision, is it? And whatever Sonny wants to do in his career, in my opinion, he's going to MLS a bit too early because I still think he's got the quality to play in one of Europe's top 5 leagues, especially the Premier League. So for that, I'm more gutted because I just thought he could have had an impact on Thomas Frank. But look, it's not about that. I think it's all about just showing respect to his decision, and we got to respect his decision because of what he's given to this football club. 10 years, first Premier League goal in 2015, top Asian Premier League scorer 2017, Puskas Award winner 2020, PFA Team of the Year 2021, Golden Boot 2022, 100th Premier League goal 2023, appointed the club captain 2023, and then it kind of just ended in the perfect way, didn't it? Because that is going to be his last competitive game, winning the Europa League in 2025.
Yeah, but do you know what it is with Sonny as well? And it'd be great to see what people in the chat say, because it'll be a host of different things. If we were all to sit here and say which was your favourite Sonny goal, he scored so many absolute bangers.
Everyone would say different one.
Yeah, it would all be a different one. It could be because it might have been a 90th minute winner, like the one at Watford. It could be when he came on and scored his hat-trick, when he was dipping in form and he shut everyone up against. It could be so many. The Chelsea one, the Burnley one. For me, do you remember the West Ham one at Wembley? That absolute 30-yard screamer after West Ham had scored a banger.
Game as well.
Yeah. That for me was just an incredible goal. But this is a thing. If you sat here and said, right, the Sonny favourite goal, there will be so many different ones.
So many. And you're not even mentioning the Puskas one against Burnley. I mean, like, what? That was just crazy. You're looking at the one against Arsenal in lockdown. Do you remember that one? That was insane. The one against Chelsea at Wembley when he sat. I don't know if it was at Wembley or at Tottenham when he sat down like 3 of their players.
It was at Wembley, Jorginho and David Luiz, when he ran from the halfway line and cut in. Yeah. Just so many.
And big games as well. Scored those goals in big games.
Big.
One of my favourite ones as well is the one that he scored against Man City in the Champions League quarter
Yep.
final, just to get back into that game. Wow.
Mate, that game was just insane anyway, wasn't it? But you got to remember as well, not only will Sonny go down as the captain that got us over the line, he'll ever be more known in history for scoring the first Premier League goal at the new stadium, the first Champions League goal at the new stadium. There are so many firsts and things he will be fondly remembered for. And I mean, is there going to be a player that will get a bigger ovation when he comes back for the first time, so an interview with Coity at halftime or something? Just a superstar, an absolute superstar.
Yeah, and it's just got testament to the man as well, just like how much he means to so many people.
Yep.
You look at the reaction he gets in Korea. He's like royalty over there in Korea, and I got to see it firsthand going there last summer. He's got a following of a nation, and a very big one at that.
Yes.
Which is crazy. And then obviously 10 years at Spurs, how much the Spurs fans adore him. But he's not just the Spurs and the Korean legend, he's a Premier League legend. Like he's a fully concealed Premier League legend. And when you're talking about the best wingers, best left wingers the Premier League's ever seen, he's up there. He's for sure up there with the best.
You're absolutely right. I know you can remember how many in a time where modern football has changed so frequently. Who stays at clubs for 10 years now? Maybe one of the homegrown that is born and bred through and through, but you don't see it a lot with players like this, of this stature. And he stuck through it thick and thin. It's like Human Son has literally been like the wedding proposal, hasn't it? I mean, through sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, and he deserves all our respect, all our love, and everything that he does. I hope he succeeds in.
Absolutely. Just like the Korean fans have been following around his career, I think you're going to have pretty much every Spurs fan following him, what he does afterwards, after Spurs now. And everyone's going to be supporting him with the best wishes. But you remember when he joined us under Pochettino after that first season, where he struggled to kind of settle to life in England. And it's mad to think that we actually nearly sold him that summer. And Pochettino had to kind of like convince him to stay, didn't he?
Well, do you know what? It gets even, before we even talk about that part, we went for him after we couldn't get Saido Berahino. I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine if we talk about sliding doors, Liverpool, could you imagine if that sliding door moment happened? It was Berahino, and he came, and there was no of these compilations that got sorted. There was no media circus or Instagram reels or anything going on. He came here, and a lot of people might have thought, who is he? What's this about? And can he hack the Premier League? Can he do anything? Would he be able to succeed? He blew everyone away with that, didn't he? And like you said, he came and it was a big change for him. As he's personally said as well, he came as a boy, learning the language, didn't speak a word of English. Man, has he adapted. Man, and like you said, he struggled that first year. And thank God he decided he wanted to see it through. Like we've seen his whole career, really. When the going gets tough, he don't go running, does he?
No, he's a proper fighter, Sonny. Very good captain for this club, and he goes down, in my opinion, as the greatest Premier League player that we've seen, or definitely the best player, the most legendary player that I've seen with my very own eyes. You know, he's up there with the great captains now of this football club, winning a European trophy. But not only is it the European trophy, it's just everything that he's given us in these last 10 years, like all the records that he's broken, all the goals that he's scored, all the assists. I think top assister for us in the Premier League. I think he's top 5 caps as well, out of everyone in our history, which is crazy, more than Harry Kane. And I think this one, I don't know about you, Brian, but this one hurts a lot more than when Harry left.
It does. It does. Look, this whole conversation, with this departure, it's all started. Who leaves the bigger legend? The way I define it is, if you've won a trophy, that puts you up. I know Harry Kane's the record goal scorer. He's won a trophy. For me, would you say he's the biggest Premier League legend in stature and everything? What he's achieved? Yes, he has to be. He has to be.
In general, in every kind of metric that you want to go by, for me, he's higher than Harry Kane. and Harry Kane is the only one that you can compare him to in Premier League legend. You look at the likes of Luka Modric, Gareth Bale. They were unbelievable for Spurs, but they
Ledley.
weren't. I put him higher than Ledley. I
That's
put him
fair.
higher than Ledley,
That's fair.
and I think he's the biggest legend that we've seen, and that just shows how highly. And I think a lot of people feel the same now. To be honest, look at the 10 years that he's given us, the consistency that he's shown us, the amount of goal contributions he's given us, the way he's handled himself whilst doing it, stayed in the hardest moments when someone like Harry Kane wanted to leave as well,
Mm-hmm.
and ended up with the trophy.
Yep. Yeah. Look, you're right. As we look through this, we know we all say the game's about glory, and Sun led us to that. We've had some incredible players, but I don't think there's been such a. Obviously, Harry Kane leaving caused a huge uproar, but a lot of that was Premier. Obviously, Spurs fans being absolutely devastated because of who he is and what he is, and then the Premier League kind of rejoicing that he's going because they won't be threatening him. And you can see, I think you can judge it by the emotions and the way other teams are talking about Heung-min Son. The way that other teams and other players, even Thierry Henry, you remember in the documentary, the way there was no rivalry when it came to Sonny, was it? There were literally his smile, the way he got. James Maddison spoke today that evening when he was at Leicester, he considered him a good friend. And he said since he's walked into the club, as of many others, but since his time, have said, Sonny, how we get through it. Sonny was there for whatever reason it may be. Just like I said, I think what goes a long way with Sonny as well, it's not just the talent that he was, it was his way of life, the way he treated people. Like we've all seen it at the end of the season when he's round with the families. He embodied what Tottenham Hotspur is, didn't he? He embodied what a captain should be. We've had this debate, do I see him as a captain, and I prefer the more vocal, the Keanes Vieira's type. But what he did off the pitch and obviously around the training ground is obviously a lot more important than what he was doing on the pitch in some ways.
Yeah, there's obviously shows you how much he cares for people when every Friday he was going out and greeting pretty much every fan that was lining up to see him.
Yep.
There was a hell of a lot of Korean fans and some English fans at times going to line up on a Friday, every single Friday at Hotspur Way, and he wouldn't go in until every single one was seen. No other Spurs player would have done that probably in the last 20 years.
Yeah, I can remember obviously when I was at the training ground every day in January a few years ago, there were South Korean fans, literally in January, just standing outside the training ground, just simply waiting for him. And that was, at that time, it was during COVID, and they weren't allowed to open the windows or sign anything because of COVID. But there were just people always there, and you'd always see a group or a single South Korean just waiting on Sonny, just waiting patiently to see that man. And like you said, we've all seen the videos. He comes out, he'll wave at everyone, just the model professional.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be weird. It is going to be weird to have a Sunnyless Tottenham going into next season. You can't quite imagine it, can you? Just like when Harry Kane left, you couldn't really imagine what Spurs are like without Harry Kane. And now without Harry Kane and Sonny, which is just mad. It really is mad.
I'd love to see, Ben? I hope something could be done that for the first game against Burnley, there's a tifo in that one-tier stand for something for Sonny, that wherever he is, obviously it'll probably be America, there's something to reflect and acknowledge him.
They're bringing out one of those THFC flags. They're adding a massive flag of Sonny to their every game, apparently.
Yeah, that will be class. And like I said, the good thing about him coming to America is if LAFC have to play Toronto, I'll be seeing Sonny again.
Yeah. Yeah, you bet. That'll be it'll be great.
And Hugo.
We'll get some sort of banner.
We'll sort that. It'd be great to see him.
But I was saying to someone yesterday, I really wish and I really hope they drag this on until after the first game of the season, so Son can come out before the game or come out after the game and get a proper hero send off like he deserves. Because you remember when Kane left, like it was just through the back door. Yep. No one got to say goodbye. The next time we saw him was in the friendly, I think, for Bayern Munich. Give the man a proper send off. He deserves to be standing in that middle of the pitch in a packed stadium, and he deserves a send off.
Oh, well, absolutely he does. And like we've said before, it's just a shame you don't have those Saturday friendlies before the season at home to show off your new players, do the goodbyes.
Why not do it at Burnley? Why not do it at Burnley?
Well, I don't. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see how this deal develops and when it goes through. We're not that far away, are we? I mean, I can remember, but this was in January when we did it for Jermaine Defoe before he came to Toronto. But he was here. The season was in full swing, so he could do it. God knows how this the deal's going to work and when it will go through. But we'll have to wait and see. But it would be great to do something. And what I tell you what, Simeon saw his video, the reaction, and obviously you could see the emotion in him. But what are all those people that have gone out to Korea from all around the world to see it, and all the Koreans that are going to be there? What a moment they're going to experience tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is, more than likely going to be his last game for Spurs. He will be starting. He will be captain. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes he gets. I reckon he gets like 55 or 60 because I think they'll want to take him off during the game instead of like doing it at half time. So he gets that kind of emotion. So we'll see what happens there. I'm very much looking forward to the game tomorrow, seeing Sonny I can't believe I'm saying it, seeing Sonny one last time in a Spurs shirt.
Yep.
Absolutely mad. But look, he leaves a legend, a pure legend of this football club up there with the absolute greats. World-class player that we've had for so many years that could have left at any given opportunity, decided to stick with the team. Pure loyalty, like he was one of our own, and he is one of our own now.
Correct. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing you got to admire, loyalty. I mean, we didn't really see transfer bids come in or speculation, did we? But you never know what's going on behind the scenes. But thankfully, no one came in for him to try and prize him away. But he probably would have said no anyway. Said no anyway because of his loyalty.
He signed a new contract under Nuno.
Exactly. No matter what was going on, he stuck with it. Whether do you reckon? Question: if we hadn't won the trophy this year, if we hadn't, obviously this is all hearsay. Do you think he would have said one more year because I need to do this? I need to be the one, or do we still think if this had or hadn't happened, Sonny would have been gone?
I reckon he would have given it one more year. I think that trophy was the massive thing for him. He just wanted to win that trophy. Yep. He said after the Europa League, I stayed at this club because I wanted to win the trophy.
Yep.
That's what he said. So I do think that if he would have stayed, I mean, if we wouldn't have won it, I think he would have stayed one more year, kind of giving it until the end of his contract. But that's it. He goes. Very emotional time for all of us, but he'll move on. We'll move on. He'll be supporting us. We'll be supporting him. Tottenham for life. Sonny for life. It's just an unbelievable. It's just unbelievable what he's given to this football club. What a legend.
I'm just going to do a bit of selfless promotion, Ben, because I'm just going to put in the link. Guys, when you get a chance, I'll probably put it in the chat after as well. We've done a video on Tottenham on Tour about Sonny as a fitting tribute. When you get a chance, obviously after this stream and watch us now, go ahead and give that because it's a lot of people are finding it hard. And there's so many words to say, isn't there? There's so many words to say, and it's how you want to go about saying them. But like I said, the day has come. The club will hopefully now move on and evolve. We need to evolve because that is the entire strike force from the great Pochettino team gone, isn't it? Ben Davies is the only one.
Ben Davies is the last man standing, and he was also Pochettino's first signing. How mad is that?
Man, I completely forgot about that. So, I mean, people like Ben Davies, and he's Sonny's godfather to his child, isn't he? That's what you got to remember as well. We find it weird and strange and surreal as fans. Imagine what the players are feeling, and everyone associated with Tottenham Hotspur, everyone at the training ground, everyone that helps the first team during the match day, travels on the coach. It's going to be probably the weirdest saying. It's probably going to be the weirdest feeling around that club, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I reckon there's not a dry eye in the dressing room right now. And Madison put it perfectly, didn't he? He was like, Sonny is Tottenham and Tottenham is Sonny, and that's what it's just felt like for so many years. Do you think there has been ever a player of his quality as underrated as him? Because he was like the most, for so many years, he was so underrated, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was, mate, that is a real tough question. Was there a player that was severely underrated? We're talking Spurs only, yeah? Obviously.
Could be even anyone in the Premier League. I don't think anyone was as disrespected as Sonny because, for years he wasn't in
Great
talks
question.
in the caliber of being up there with like Premier League greats and Tottenham greats and everything inside Tottenham, outside Tottenham. Obviously, I think people have come more wise to it now, but for many years he was criminally underrated.
Completely. I'm just trying to think. I don't know if the chat can come up here. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. That shows,
He's
like
the most.
he's got to be.
We're talking about the most clinical finisher in Premier League history, pretty much.
Yeah. You look at it. Oh, Michael, Dennis Irwin was, but that's a great shout actually. But Sonny, I think you'll be hard to find. Sonny, top Sonny, with that question you asked.
Yeah. So yeah, that's even more evidence of how great he was. But yeah, look, let's move on and let's go to reacts because I've got so much Sonny stuff that has been doing the rounds on social media. Such an outpouring of love. So let's go. Let me just share my screen. And
this could be where the tears come.
I got to take this bloody overlay off. There we go.
Oh, look.
All right. Look who's first. First up, Brian Daigle. He came, he smiled, he triumphed.
But you know what it was as well? Last night, obviously, the news broke at a ridiculous time in the morning for you guys back home, because obviously they're in South Korea. I was just watching TV with the wife, and then obviously before you go to bed, you check your phone, and I just saw message. Then I saw a notification from Sim saying whatever I was like, what are you talking about? And then I saw it all, and it's just mad. It's just mad. Obviously, people were waking up back home thinking it was just another day. Look at your phone. Like, what a way to start your day.
Yeah, mental. THFC saying that Sonny goal from this angle with Arteta headshot in it as well. This is just brilliant.
We were there, weren't we?
The tool, yeah.
We were there. That was my only ever match at the Emirates. It would be my first time at there, and obviously with you and Sim, and obviously we were first goal. We were down the other end, but that was right, mate. The limbs from that, because remember they had literally just scored, hadn't they? They'd literally gone 2-1 up, and then that was just incredible. I remember that. See, when we're talking goals and everything, there's the goals like that may not have been spectacular, but for the reaction, the moment, and the occasion, he was always there.
100%. Paul O'Keefe says, left foot, right foot, screamers, an absolute privilege to have had the man at our football club and serve it with respect and dignity. And that's so spot on as well, isn't it?
Yep. And like Harry Kane, he loved to go against Leicester, didn't he? He absolutely loved to go against. This was his 100th Premier League goal, wasn't it? One of my final sides.
There's so many like that. They just kind of like so many goals where he just cuts in and shoots from like 25, 30 yards, bends it bang in the top corner. It's hard to remember them all, but like the catalogue of goals that he has is just incredible.
Well, you know what? One of the things I say when we talk Harry Kane, one of the things I always say about Harry Kane goals is the amount of times. My thing that I remember about him is how often he hit the side netting. It weren't in the middle of the goal or whatever. When you say, what do you remember Sonny for? It's that. It's top. Yeah. It's his curlers into the top corner. Astonishing, his long range shooting. Astonishing.
Absolutely. Maybe just one last one. Man City. Brilliant. Statmuse FC saying players with 4+ goals in a Premier League match for Tottenham. So there you have it. Son, Kane, Defoe, Keane, Berbatov, and Klinsmann. So obviously those the 4 goals was that Southampton game, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the 4 assists from Kane. Mate, look at the list of players you've got there.
Yeah.
What
And
an
he's a bigger legend than them all. He's a bigger legend of them all.
Out of everyone, we're talking Tottenham wise, yeah, for sure.
StatMuse FC saying 127 Heung-min Son, 72 every other player, Korean player combined in the Premier League.
Madness.
What this was all about in the open training today. Did you see this?
I saw this and I was trying to find out who he is, but I couldn't work out. But the man is a unit. I think we should play him next to Van de Ven. Sign him.
Apparently he's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get in the ring with him.
Did you see like he picture with like Van de Ven and Vuskovic, and he like towered over them. Yep. Like they came up to like his shoulder.
It's mad to see. Look at the size of that man. He's 7'2", Mal West just said 7'2".
That's mad.
It's insane.
This was a great one from Alistair Gold on just his leadership skills, because a lot of people said he's not a great captain, doesn't have great leadership skills, he's not one of these captains that will G you up. But listen to this. During one particularly difficult period last season for Spurs, as negativity threatened to seep into the camp as the media hammered the club for their substandard Premier League performances, Heung-min Son called a meeting with the playing squad at Hotspur Way. During it, he made it clear that they have to all stick together. It was seen as a show of real leadership at an important time, and many within the squad saw it as a defining moment last season in his captaincy, as it galvanised a beaten, battered and injury-riddled squad.
This is the thing, Ben, though. This is where we have to look at it and say what type of captain is someone. Are they a Roy Keane, a Vieira, a John Terry, one of those hard as nails enforcers kind of that do their talking on the pitch? Or is it someone like this that does so much off the pitch that we aren't aware of and everything? I mean, even he started the huddle, didn't he, to go over under Ange Postecoglou? That was new. For these kind of things, Son was brilliant.
Yeah, true. Hotspur related say James Maddison. This was the quote from Maddison, which I thought was brilliant. If you didn't see it in the open training, he said, he told me a couple of days ago that he'd be leaving Tottenham Hotspur this summer. It is weird for me since I joined the Premier League, even with Leicester City. Sonny is Tottenham and Tottenham is Sonny. It is weird to think about Tottenham Hotspur without Heung-min Son. It's a little bit emotional as he's a very close friend. I love him dearly. He's an amazing human. I just don't have enough time or words to tell you how I feel about him. I cannot say good enough words about him. I will miss him very dearly, and he's a friend for life. And it's not just Sonny, but I mean, it's not just Maddison, but like every player he played with, like feels like this about him. You see, like whenever he meets players after the game, even just random players, they all greet Sonny with such love and affection, don't they?
Correct. He basically his enthusiasm, his smile, his charisma and personality just rubbed off on people, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was infectious. You just couldn't help it.
Yeah. He would batter you 5-0, score 3 goals, score 2 goals, 4 goals, whatever it may be, and you can't help but just want to hug him at the end of the game.
Exactly.
Flav says, 2 things make Sonny a genuine legend. Obviously lifting the Europa League, but for me, the most important was signing that contract when Kane wanted out. It's rare that a player in the modern era who could have gone anywhere demonstrated loyalty like that. To a degree, it would always be fully Spurs without a question. And that's what we were talking about before, and it's so spot on, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like Flav put it perfectly, you mentioned it before, with the Harry Kane moment at that time, everyone could have been like, right, that's it. If he's out, I'm out. Let's all jump on ship or leave the ship, should we say. But he was like, no, I'm going to commit here. I'm going to do that. And remember, at that time, the team wasn't exactly brilliant. We were in a bit of a mess. And he committed.
Yeah.
He committed. And says a lot about a person, doesn't it? Says a lot when they say, I'm staying. I'm happy here. because obviously if he had gone anywhere during that time, if he had gone anywhere during, put it this way, during his Spurs career, if he had gone anywhere, I think we can all guarantee he would have been on more than 200 grand a week.
Absolutely.
A lot more. But it was like, nope.
Yeah.
And fair play.
This is the moment that you were talking before. Adam Smith, he says, and the rest is history. When we got this bomber from David Ornstein in 2015 saying Tottenham considering ending interest in Saido Berahino, but in talks with Bayer Leverkusen to sign Korean forward Heung-min Son. I don't think we ever saw Berahino after this, did we?
I think he went to Stoke and did terribly, and then God knows. But like we said, if that avenue had gone, if we'd gone down that avenue of Sadio Berahino, I mean, God knows where we'd be sitting right now. God knows, in all honesty, if the timelines of everything had been warped. But let's just say, I think we may have slightly got the better end of the deal.
Slightly. Yeah, Madders is all of us. Look at that hug. StatMuse as well. Sonny in the Premier League, 198 goals and assists, 127 goals, 71 assists. That is just monstrous numbers, isn't it?
Well, it is, and I saw it say there's only 3 other players that have scored more goals for him in Tottenham's entire history. Yep. As a winger, yes, he played forward sometimes, but if you're in the top 4, and I think it's Bobby Smith, Jimmy Greaves, and then obviously Harry Kane, you're in very, very good company. And I think it will be a long, long time till anyone gets close to him.
Yeah. Do you remember back in, like, I can't remember the years it was, but, you know, around 2016, 17, 18, whenever it was, when Harry Kane was at his pomp, and whenever Kane would get injured, whenever he'd get those long injuries, we'd all be like, oh my God, what are we going to do now? How are we going to score goals? And every single time we actually looked better and more fluid when Sonny was up top, and he would save us and basically get us through the shit every single time.
Exactly. Well, he did. I remember there's a game I always remember, which was Middlesbrough away, where he scored 2. He always just got the job done, didn't he? When he was up front, he was amongst the goals. Whether he was on the wing, he was amongst the goals. Those 2 seasons where we had the championship pushes, he was, when he went through 1-on-1, you might as well just start walking back to the halfway line because it's a goal. Yeah,
that's what makes the Arsenal miss even funnier.
Yeah. But you know what? When we're talking about best goals and everything like that, did you see that? Not even one of us mentioned that. Not one, but yeah, there is that moment.
All right. What do we have next? XG Philosophy. Son has been the most clinical finisher in the world since 2014, according to XG. The world. I was just saying Premier League, but the world.
That's just it. That is just insane. I mean, I'm not a big fan of XG or really understand the whole logic of it or whatever, but to have that, and you look at people like Haaland, Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, and all the ruthless strikers, that is some table to be top of for a decade.
This is actually a really good point as well, from William Coe, saying almost all the outfield goals as well. Like, he barely scored a penalty.
Well, that season he got the golden boot. He didn't take one.
Yeah.
And he got the golden boot.
Well, Harry Kane was always our penalty taker.
Yep.
So he would take when maybe Kane was out, but he barely took one. Like, he maybe took a handful of them.
Yeah, you're right. So it's an incredible stat to have, isn't it? To not be taking penalties that often and scoring that. It's just a shame we didn't get to see the free kicks that he scores for South Korea on a regular basis in a Tottenham shirt, but we don't really see free kicks a lot in a Tottenham shirt anymore, do we?
Yeah, true. Premier League panel says Pete Heung-min Son seamlessly replaced. This is what I was just saying. Replaced an injured Kane as a 9 when he was destroying Pep Man City to knock them out of the Champions League. That's how good he was. Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't mention it, but when Kane was injured in the Champions League run, who stepped up?
Yep. You're right. Complete. There's just so many memories. There's so many memories. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Heung-min Son will leave Tottenham as the Premier League's second most prolific winger, only behind Mohamed Salah, scoring more than him, which is mad.
Yeah. And again, these kind of records are going to take a long, long time to break. They will stand the test of time. And you look at Salah again, you talk the quality that was around him or the way he played was different to Sonny. But look, that's an astonishing record as well.
Second highest scoring winger in Premier League history.
Insane.
There's that video again. We got a quote from Kevin Wimmer. We all remember the bromance that they had when Kevin Wimmer was at the club, and he said, "I'm not sure we'll see another Sonny at Tottenham. To be at one club, especially one big as Spurs, for 10 years in this day and age is very special achievement. I was so pleased with Sonny was finally get his hands on a trophy. No one will ever forget Sonny, and he's definitely right when he says we'll never see another Sonny. That's for sure."
Well, you're right. I mean, Ben, you look at it with your child and with many people with children right now. Growing up my age, my dad used to tell me about Chivers, Gilzine, Mackay, and so on and so on. One of the first people you'll be telling your children, and many people will be telling their children about, will be Heung-min Son.
Yep. That are basically our version of like Greaves and Gilzine and all that is Sonny and Kane.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be one of the first things when you talk, and then you speak about the trophies. Obviously, won't have that many to talk about compared to our parents. But you'll mention Heung-min Son lifting that trophy.
Absolutely. What's next? Heung-min Son revealed his decision to leave Tottenham, end of an era. Oh, just look at that. The emotion.
Yep.
Martin Cloak says Son is a proper Spurs legend, and it was a privilege to see him and Harry Kane, one of the greatest partnerships ever. Sonny's commitment and loyalty never at fault either. It was only our board that had similar ability, and if only our board had similar ability and ambition. But thank you for the days, Sonny. Yeah, I mean we can go into this forever in terms of the board, but it is a shame, like because players like Son and Kane, and particularly Son for the loyalty, just deserved so many more trophies with the ability that he had.
Well, the one thing I will say about this and with this tweet, and I'm only going to mention it here, is we've grown up with Sonny and Kane, and we leave with Sonny and Kane, and we now got Solanke, Richarlison, Tell, Odegaard, Johnson. Spurs have been blessed with great strikers or great. There's always been one standout great player that can get you out of jail, that just is that guy that you always think is the main man. We don't have that at the moment. Forward wise, I could speak throughout my lifetime of there's always been a forward or a winger or a creator. Spurs need to address that because we can't go from the greatest strike force in the Premier League era, the deadliest, most lethal, and have what we got going into the Champions League. But like I said, this isn't about that. We just need to make sure we reinvest and do something. But everything else Martin said, it was right. His commitment never wavered.
Yeah, you can't replace Son though. He's irreplaceable. So you're not going to get someone of the same quality as Son, that's for sure.
Exactly. I mean, how do you go and buy Heung-min Son? If you go and try and buy a Heung-min Son right now, I tell you what, it's going to cost a lot more than 22 million.
There isn't one. Money can't buy it because there isn't one.
True.
Jordan says this is how it ended. I mean, it was just a fitting way.
Yeah.
To end. Look at that.
Yeah.
Still can't believe we won the trophy.
Mate, it feels like an eternity ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So much has gone on since that it's gone. This has just shoved it right back into the spotlight, hasn't it?
Yeah. Frank in the press conference says that he's a true Spurs legend in every aspect, one of the greatest players to play in the Premier League. Coming in from the side, it makes it a bit easier to end on a high. Yeah, it does. I mean, the trophy win does make it more palatable, doesn't it?
100%. 100%. And for the rest of his life, he'll reflect on that, what we're seeing just there, or the picture above it from Jordan, where he can say he did that. He did that. He can achieve it. And And you know what? Since Spurs brought out these, what were the numbers again on the back of the shirt? The what were they called? I can't remember what they actually. There's a name that they legacy, the legacy numbers. There should be that legacy number will stand the test of time, won't it? When you look at his legacy and what he's done.
Yeah. Look at that, from his first day.
Yep.
First competitive game. 10 years later, his last.
Yep. Yep. He came in the season with the seatbelt kit, and we went on a safety ride and a bumpy ride, but he got through it.
Yep. One of the players that saw us through, one of the only players left, him and Ben Davis, that saw us through at White Hart Lane. Yep. He's actually got that White Hart Lane sold to him.
Correct. Good point.
Højbjerg put this message on Instagram as well, saying Tottenham legend with the biggest heart. And I'm sure you're going to see just an outpouring of players that you played with, even players that you didn't play with, current players. You're going to see so many tributes on social media coming out.
100%.
Talking THFC, saying one of the best ever players, gave everything for us, never wavered. Huge shoes to fill in leadership and talent. What a way to go out. Unbelievable. Just look at that emotion dropping to his knees.
Yeah, but you know what? That is exactly what I was about to say with the next one. We got to see drunk swearing, Sonny.
Yeah.
Something we never thought we'd see.
This is one of the greatest moments.
And you all deserve it. Thank you. You deserve it, my friend. As the captain, it's now time. We're going to ask you to take hold of the trophy. Boys, this is up to you now. Move around him. So everybody is ready for what we want to see. For the first time here. Here we go.
What a day that was, man. What a day.
You were there. You were obviously in Bilbao as well. Obviously, watching this on YouTube or whatever platform I was watching it on, that it was just such an incredible spectacle to witness, let alone be there. There's going to be a lot of people in the chat right now from around the world that obviously couldn't witness it in the flesh, but this was just incredible. This was just not even when the build-up was for the parade did I think it would be as massive as the Husa or conducted the way it was. It was just an incredible day, wasn't it? It was an incredible few days, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Next, Douglas Critchley, Son Heung-min, 173 goals, 101 assists in 454 games. Absolutely ridiculous. 16th on the Premier League all-time scoring charts in 10 seasons. 8 consecutive seasons, 10-plus league goals, a Puskas Award, a Golden Boot. If this is the end, he bows out as a bona fide legend. Every time you read those numbers, it's just like mental.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Do you know what it is as well? I think we've grown up in an age where people like Haaland, Messi and Ronaldo score the Salahs, get the 40s, 50s, whatever. And that's become like if you don't hit those targets, then you've had a bad season. Well, it's not, especially when you're a winger. His numbers were great. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? Those numbers at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, Chris says, our legend, our captain, our Sonny, build the statue. Look at that picture. If anyone deserves a statue right now, it's him, that's for sure.
Yeah, if we're talking modern day player, then he's definitely the first one on the list. Modern day.
I think they should build him one. Build him one right now. Oh, just look at that emotion.
Who knows what the club do? You would have thought Bill Nick or whatever will go first, but if they were to do it to start off with and wanted to do it on a modern player, then there's only one person it can be.
This Angelos Kane, when he just started, and now Frank's losing Son.
Yep.
As he first started. Quite unbelievable the way it works out.
It is. Look at that. I mean, that picture was against the filth, wasn't it? That was the first North London derby at White Hart Lane. Not that one, the fourth one. That one. That I mean, that's
Is it?
yeah, that's the 3-0,
3-0,
3-0,
3-0.
the 3-0 Conte. What if that? Oh,
Hotspur related, Tottenham legend Son Heung-min has played more matches, 333, scored more goals, 127, and provided more assists, 71, than any other Asian player in Premier League history. Mickey Hazard gave a tribute to Sonny as well. It says it's always sad when one of our heroes says farewell, even more when he's a really loving man. Sonny, you achieved your dreams. You leave us as a legend and a winner. We wish him the best, and we smile with joy knowing how much he loved Tottenham Hotspur and us, the fans.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. I think I remember as well. It's gonna what a tough thing the Human Son's about to go through when he comes back home with the team. Has to start like dealing with everything that he has to tie up back home, and then finally take off. So what we think LA and start again. It's going to be. We all think about the fans and what the players will think, but God knows what Human Son is actually feeling himself. He must be an absolute bag of emotions, up and down. This is a massive thing.
Yeah. This is him walking out in Bilbao into the dressing room with the trophy. Spurs zone. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Thank you, Son Heung-min, for your everlasting contribution to the club. Through the darkest of times, you shone the light on all of us at the club. Thank you for being so loyal over many years, and we're happy as a fan base you won your trophy. Until the next one, Sonny. Thank you.
Yep, agreed. There's so many. It's just incredible, the words. It's pretty much all the same words, but said expressed in a different way. And it's just an outpour of love, though, isn't it? An outpour of pure love.
Premier League. Son Heung-min sits fifth on the list for all-time Spurs appearances. That's just mad. Look at the names that he's up there with. Most Premier League appearances of all time.
It's just
right? Most Premier League.
Well, it can't be. No, it can't be Premier League. But wait a minute. Gary Mabbutt would have played a lot.
No, I'm saying has Son got the most Premier League appearances of all time because all the Premier League players are below him.
Yeah, apart from Mabbutt, who played in the Premier League, but Mabbutt would have played a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly.
In the first division. So I would say yes, it's him.
Wow.
Actually, it is. Hugo Lloris took over Anderton, didn't he? For Premier League appearances. So yeah, it is him. It's Heung-min Son.
He's always been one of us. Look at that. Look at those tears. He's basically every Spurs fan in the stands that night and around the world. THFC report. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you for everything. Look at that picture.
Yep.
This is what I was talking about before. Still going ahead. He's a legend, and this is our ongoing and permanent tribute to him. So this is the flag that's going to be in the South Stand every single game.
Yep. Damn right.
Trevor Lloyd, his greatest sacrifice led to his greatest moment. And that is quite unbelievable, isn't it? Because that was also another like kind of sliding doors moment. Because if he doesn't miss that, we could be getting Champions League and not have that Europa League moment.
Yep. Forget what he would have done for that lot down the road. That could have been, like we're talking about timelines with Berahino and Sonny. If that had gone in, we might not have been in Europa League. And then we wouldn't have had what we had. And I wouldn't swap that for the world.
So that was pretty much the greatest thing that could have ever happened to us. Not only did Arsenal not win the Premier League, but we don't get the Europa League.
Yeah, it's mad how it works, isn't it? It's mad how it works.
Richard Crackle says, when you make value judgments of people, they telltale signs always in the miniature. The microphone says it all. Look how he puts down that microphone.
Yep. Yeah, you've seen him as well. He's one of those that picking the bibs up or the jackets up if they're on the floor before the match, like the warm up zipped up jackets they have. It's just his mannerism, isn't it? He's such a respectful human being. It's just wonderful to see the respect he has for everyone.
Yeah. The minutiae.
Jacko.
Jacko says, thank you for everything, Sonny. We've been blessed 10 years watching you play week in, week out. A world-class player, most importantly, a world-class human being. Will never replace the legend and a talent like you, but you did your best with us. You brought us where others have failed. You could have left many years ago. All the top teams wanted you, but you decided to rest and ultimately lead us into our first major trophy in 17 years. Words are not enough to thank you, Sonny. I wish you the best in your next chapter, Mr. Tottenham.
Yeah, well, do you know what? What Jacko said there as well, a serious question. I don't remember hearing very substantial or genuine interest in him. Like we said earlier, I'm sure there were talk. Do you remember ever there being huge speculation that a deal could be going through or a bid could be coming in? Because I can't remember them personally.
I don't remember bids coming in, but I do remember interest.
Okay.
There's always been interest.
Yeah, probably just didn't go through because he probably thought he wouldn't leave.
Hotspur report, he stuck with us when no one else wanted to, forever in our history as one of the great players, and he's obviously the last player of that Champions League that started the Champions League final. Opta Analyst says only Mohamed Salah and Harry Kane have been involved in more Premier League goals than Son Heung-min since the first season at Tottenham. Since his first season at Tottenham, which was 2015-2016 season. That's also a mad stat when you think about all the great players that have been in the Premier League since then.
It's these stats. I think, Joe, there's going to be so many more stats coming out. They're all probably at the moment. All the statisticians are all probably going through Sonny now, compiling lists of everything. But when you look at the players he's accompanied by, there, madness. Seeing that playing on the wing on a team, most Salah we know what he's playing with Liverpool and have for most.
One striker though, which is mad.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's a very good point, actually. Well spotted.
Live score said since arriving in 15-16, only 2 players. Yeah, that's what we just said. This is a long one from the Premier League, where actually I think we've been through pretty much all of it.
Yep.
This is a picture, one for each year, one in every kit, every home kit.
Do you know what? I've loved some of the pictures and the art people are either generating AI or created themselves, or some of the images that you just forget or don't see, or even something like this. It's just the evolution of some, really, there, isn't it?
Absolutely. What else we got? First Premier League goal 2015. Top Asian Premier League scorer 2017. First scorer at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 2019. Puskas winner 2020. PFA Team of the Year 2021. Premier League Golden Boot 2022. 100th Premier League goal 2023. Appointed club captain also in 2023. And Europa League winner in 2025. Thank you, Sonny.
It's not a bad rap sheet. Well. It's not a bad rap sheet.
And that is it. That is it from Reacts. I think a massive emotional outpouring there for Sonny, and he very much deserves it. So yeah, thank you, Sonny. Goodbye, Sonny. Your memory is gonna live forever at this football club. That's for sure.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I just wish at one point Spurs would name stands after people. I wish they did. Obviously, you could have the Bill Nicholson stand, but surely there's something you can do as a sign of gratitude to Heung-min Son. Surely there's something. I mean, I see people. A lot of people saying retire the number 7. I can't see Spurs doing that.
Who do you think gets the number 7 next?
I don't think anyone deserves it. That's the thing right now. You got right. There's certain shirts at clubs that take on a lot of weight, like the number 10 for us or the 9 for Newcastle. Even Archie Gray came in and took Ginola's number he wanted, didn't he? There's big numbers. There are big numbers, and number 7 has now become a huge number for Tottenham Hotspur. And there's going to be a lot of weight on that number. Whoever gets that shirt,
Mikey Moore.
I don't know. Would they give it to Decky? Could
I
Decky
reckon
change?
Mikey Moore.
You go Mikey Moore. They're moving. Who knows who it will be? Maybe for this season they won't give it to someone. Who knows? We might sign up. We could go out and sign a big star now, and maybe he'll take it because he'll be able to take the weight of it on. There'll be a lot of weight to fill the shoes or fill the shirt, should we say, in this instance, of the number 7.
Yeah. But look, we're going to end off with a Tottenham update for you guys. We've got a few stories to talk about. We're going to talk about first a player called Enzo Millet playing at Stuttgart, a number 10, very good player from what I've seen. Estadio Deportivo saying that Tottenham have now entered the bidding for Stuttgart midfielder Enzo Millet and appear to be very serious. Atletico Madrid could now be forced to make a quick decision with Spurs applying the pressure. And I've also seen another report regarding Atletico that they are on the brink or on the verge of pulling out of Enzo Millet. And if we are to sign him, apparently he's got a release clause of about 20 million, around about that figure. He's been smashing it in the Bundesliga, and he would be the Morgan Gibbs White. I say replacement, instead of Morgan Gibbs White.
So you sent me the video of him yesterday, didn't you? And we were talking about him. I, until 2 or 3 days, didn't know much about him. Did not know much about him. But everything I've seen, like they were when people talked about Richard Rios, I hadn't seen him. But whenever I looked anywhere on any social media platform or spoke to people that knew, they were like, this guy's a top draw player. This guy is something that could be very, very special. So this could be a good deal to go through. How nice would it be that Atletico have pulled out of it and Spurs take it, and Atletico wanted Romero and were calling Simeone the whole time? And the irony of it all, I would love it to happen. But like I said, I'm only gauging from when you hear from Sonny that everyone just waxes lyrical and loves him. This is what I've been hearing about this player. Obviously, saying that he's seen a lot of people in the chat say he's fire, he's good, he's brilliant. So it's always good to hear only good things about players, and looks like he could be the one that Spurs pursue.
I really hope so. We're not hearing any proper concrete or serious links at this moment in time, but I think he will be leaving Stuttgart this summer. He's a player that seems to have just absolute magic in his boots, very creative, really hard to get the ball off. And I think he could be a really decent one to have in rotation with James Maddison next season.
Yep.
Next up, Jamie Donnelly. Lily White Rose says that Donnelly is set to join a championship club on loan after the conclusion of the Spurs pre-season tour of Asia. Actually, in the open training today, they did 11-11, and Jamie Donnelly was one of the only players not to be playing in that game, which, because obviously they got a lot of players there. They had to leave a few on the sidelines. Jamie Donnelly was one of them. I do think going to the championship for Donnelly will be very good for him this season. I think he needs the development, and he just doesn't seem like he's going to be getting the minutes at Spurs. So, championship would be good.
He showed that he could excel in League One. He showed that he was doing very, very well in League One. And it's the natural progression, isn't it? It's the natural progression for him to try the championship. I think he'll do well there. Who knows what team? They haven't named the team yet, have they? I mean, there's been a lot of talk thinking it may be Ipswich. So we'll see. And Ipswich with McKenna could be a great place for him. So I think the loan is the right move. Or West Brom, yeah. Or West Brom.
Or even Birmingham.
This is the thing. Or you could look at Southampton or a team that plays our brand of football. But I think I've got a feeling it's Ipswich, but we'll see. We'll see.
Next one, we're going to talk about Harry Kane.
Are we now?
The Telegraph are reporting that sources close to Harry Kane are already discussing him potentially returning to the Premier League next summer, with Spurs having first option to re-sign him should Bayern Munich decide to sell the player. If Harry Kane is intent on returning to the Premier League next season at the age of 33 years of age, should we take him back?
100%. 100%. From what I don't know if that's true. I think the release clause or the first option still active? Because I thought that was literally went out this. Who knows? But if you get Harry Kane back and he's showing the kind of form and numbers that he's doing, and he is one that has evolved his game so well that he can start dropping a bit deeper like Sheringham.
Yeah,
he with his part. If you get the option to bring Harry Kane back, I think you have to take it. You have to take it. Whether we will, whether he would come back, whether it is viable is another thing. But if he comes back and he starts scoring Premier League goals for another team, and then he breaks the Premier Shearer's record with another team, it just won't feel right. Can't hear you, Ben.
I would love to see Harry Kane back at the club. I really would. Harry Kane to come back here at the age of 33, a couple of seasons, and I think he can go until he's fairly old, Harry Kane, with the way he plays. He's just got so much quality. To see him come back here, break the Premier League record, wow, that would be quite something.
It would be amazing. I mean, it is a dream. It is a fantasy. I mean, it would have to be. I would imagine he'd come back with Champions League football. We're going to have to do very, very well to get that. Maybe who knows? Never say never. Never say never. But that would be quite some coup.
I can see it happening. I can really see it happening. I just can't see him playing for another team in the Premier League.
I can't. I mean, would Chelsea go mad for him? Probably. Would I
don't know, but Chelsea have just signed all these strikers, João Pedro.
Exactly. They'll sign more. They'll sign more. But if he's a romantic, if he thinks he's got unfinished business and he's seen that Sonny's now won a trophy, maybe it could happen. It is a dream. It is a dream to be revisited this time next year, buddy.
Yeah. Next up, we're going to talk about Sonny and more on his deal with LAFC, as Romano says that Son to LAFC is almost done, just waiting for formal steps to be completed. Son is ready to make the move to LA despite calls from Saudi. Tom Boga, who's a journalist out in America, says LAFC are closing in on the Son deal, are now in advanced talks of a fee in the region of £15 million. Ben Jacobs says that Son Heung-min has agreed to join LAFC. Spurs informed of Son's desire to exit. Deal currently been negotiated with Spurs and the talks are advanced. Son set to leave after Spurs' friendly against Newcastle in South Korea. And Jay Harris says that Son is the only senior Tottenham player who told Frank that they wanted to leave this summer. So they're all saying about Cuti Romero and all that. Son is the only one, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, they left that little nugget right till the end there, haven't they? Now, I think everyone's looking at the Sun news and seen that. I mean, that part, the latter part, is brilliant because it clearly shows that Romero does want to stay. It's whether he commits his future. But obviously, I think the LA deal now is just it'll be
$15 million, though, right?
No, do you know what? I always look at this, and whenever I think about this one, although it's a different kind of, I look at, if you check up or remember when Riyad Mahrez left Man City, he wasn't the legend that Sonny had set, but he was huge to Manchester City. He helped them win everything. He was like, I want to leave now. I think he wanted to go back to that part of the world, and and go to Saudi Arabia. And Man City facilitated and said, well, you've just won everything for us. Let's make this easy for you and get out. So we're getting money for him. He would have gone for free next season. Obviously, it's a massive loss financially for the other things that Son obviously attracts from fans all around the world. But yeah, for 15 million, it was always going to be. He even said, isn't he, that Spurs have been helping me sort this out. And I think Spurs, it wasn't like Kane where you still had everything. He is leaving, and it's the least Spurs could do as a sign of gratitude for the trophy and everything he's committed to for organising the fee. Because you got to remember, LAFC's record transfer fee is £9 million. And I think the club have done well to help get him out. I don't mean get him out in a bad way, you know what I mean. And 15 million is 15 million. And it's now, what do the club do with this and the other money that is there to now? I think we shouldn't be worrying about how much we got. It's how much we now go and spend to replace him.
I give credit to the club. I give massive credit to the club and the decision makers at the club for getting this deal done for this kind of money, because it's way too often, we sit here saying, they're just money grabbers and all this kind of stuff, and they always hold out for the biggest fee and don't get deals done because of it. Sometimes incomings and outgoings in the opposite way. But I think it's a really good sign of gratitude from Levy, from everyone else involved, to accept a fee which is probably well below their valuation of the player.
Correct. This, Joe, this had nothing to, for me personally, this had nothing to do with the transfer fee. This was, what can we do that's best for Sonny? What can we do as a way of thank you? How can we? The try this, we all want to get money that we can reinvest into the club, but this deal wasn't about screwing around or haggling or doing whatever. It's like, right, let's get Sonny what he wants for everything he's done, and the club have acted brilliantly accordingly.
Yeah. So that's that, and I want to finish off on a bit of a sad story regarding Dele Alli, as there's been reports around the media saying that Dele Alli is now considering retirement at the age of 29 after Fabregas informed him that he's no longer part of Como's plans. That's really sad, man. Again, another player that gave so much to this football club. We all know how it finished, and we all know the interview that he came out dealing with his demons, and the sad story of Dele Alli. And to hear at the age of 29 he's considering retirement after we know what such a wonderful player he is, it's just so sad, man, isn't it?
It is. Joe, we went through it obviously when he left, and we saw the decline in, but obviously we never knew what was going on behind the closed doors. Then he was inspirational by going on and doing that interview with Gary Neville and revealing all. And obviously it goes to show with mental health, with demons, with things that are going on in your personal life, not everything is always rosy. And do you know what? He came back, tried to get his career back on track, looked like he was doing really well, looked physically really well, didn't he? But obviously maybe it's still not everything okay for him. It's such a sad thing. Has he come back to football too soon, thinking that might be the thing that helps him get over it, but it may have stirred things up? I just hope Dele Alli gets the support, help and love he needs, sees the right people, and whatever he does in his life, he does it with a smile on his face and with a clean bill of health, because so many people go down this road, and it's a long road. And I hope Dele gets all the help he needs, and whatever he does, just is happy within himself. A truly incredible footballer that we saw the best of, and it's just unbelievably sad to see this fall from grace.
Yeah. But he should know that everyone in the Tottenham fan base are with him, will always be with him. And you could see the outpouring of love he gets in any big occasion for Spurs. I mean, I remember in Bilbao, in the square in Bilbao, there was about 200-300 Spurs fans just singing the Dele Alli song for about 2 hours straight. It was actually mad. And whenever, even in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, when we came back from that in the game against Brighton, when there was that mad atmosphere before the game in the concourse, Dele Alli's song being sung. I mean, every away European game, it pretty much gets sung. Like, there's still so much love within this fan base for Dele Alli, and I don't think that's going to change ever.
Yeah, I hope Spurs are the club, because one thing again Spurs have done when it's come to helping Gaza, they've done stuff with obviously with Gary Mann, but with certain, or not with certain, when the ex-players have been going through, the club normally behind the scenes do something to support, facilitate, and I hope Tottenham Hotspur are able to offer him anything that he needs support-wise. It just really, really is a very, very sad story about Dele, who had the world at his feet
Yeah. Yeah, so we're all with you, Dele, and whatever decision that he makes, I'm sure it'll be the right one for him as well. But that's it. That is your Tottenham update. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding all the news stories we have brought you today. A couple of super chats here. One from Crazy
Oh,
Rat.
he's back.
Guys, this is really sad, but I heard we are signing Mbappe, Vinicius, Dembele, Pele, Bellingham, but not sure if that's true. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Crazy Rat's been playing FIFA and he's just seen what he's bought. Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Malware, member for 3 months. Big up, Malware. Says the one off the bench hat trick blew my mind. Legend, such a class player will be missed. That's so true, isn't it? Because everyone was doubting Son at that moment in time, saying Son's this, Son's that. Conte dropped him because he was in a bad form. Hat trick from the bench as soon as we need him.
Yeah, but not just that, Ben. Two of them were absolute rockets, weren't they? The first one was sensational. The second one was that kind. Then the third one was from inside the box. But he just came in and just absolutely smashed those balls in the back of the net, didn't he?
Yeah, unbelievable performance. Oasis _2025 says, going to miss Sonny. Countless memories, countless goals. Thank you, Sonny. Build the statue now. And Oasis 25, member for 40 months. A big up to you.
Pick up.
Yeah, build the statue now, man. Just build it. What are they waiting for? Why is it not built already?
Well, yeah, Joe, there may be a very big demand for this. They're
If
very.
not a statue, at least get a mural like Harry Kane's got.
There you go. There you go. That's got to be done. I will say, Oasis 2025 in 10 months. Come and join me in the half a century club of memberships. I look forward to seeing you there, buddy. But yeah, I think a mural. Do you know what? I can imagine a mural going up. There has to be something, doesn't there? There has to be something.
Yeah. Sanford with this super chat says, bottle of red and 2 beers deep. Son's called Sonny. Cool. Thank you for the super chat, mate. And Crazy Rat, another one, says Sim 3 plus Ange 4 equals Son 7. It all makes sense now.
I love this guy. Whoever it is, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. He is brilliant.
Yeah, so I think that is it from us today. Big up to you, Mr. Daigle. Thank you for coming on today.
Pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'll see you on the fan show tomorrow, and I'll be with you Monday.
Very much looking forward to it. So yeah, we'll be back in the studio for the watch along tomorrow morning, going live at 11:45. Pre-match pump up 10:30, I believe, and then obviously the post-match fan show where you can see this lovely man give his opinions on probably Sonny's last ever game for Tottenham. So come and tune in to the fan show and we can all cry together. But yeah, that is it from us. Go subscribe to Tottenham on Tour. Go check out Brian's video on Sonny as well. Subscribe here if you haven't already. But that is it from us today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on,
you Spurs.